Sunrisers Hyderabad. If you are taking count about the new IPL seasons, you should know that Sunrisers Hyderabad are dead last in 10th after their loss against Kolkata Knight Riders a few days ago. Well, if you don't know, that a season is a disaster clause. And it reminds me of a famous phrase, which is from Shakespeare's Hamlet. What was it again? I got it. Every dog has its day. And it's certainly not SRH's day, or season to be exact. SRH is not being scoring the runs we expected, as they had many good batsmen like Travis Head, Henrik Klaasen, Ishan Kishan. Well, later about Ishan Kishan, if you know, he scored a century in the first match for SRH against Rajasthan Royals. So we should be expecting a lot from him. But he has not been performing that good as well. And even Pat Cummins, their captain in the back lineup, somehow scoring runs. He's good for Australia, of course. Maybe he's good for SRH this season, but nah. Okay? If you don't know about the scores of SRH, I'll tell you. Against the Rajasthan Royals, which was the first match I talked about, where Ishan Kishan scored his century for debuting for SRH this season. So SRH made a grand, ginormous total of 286 runs. After the 2024 season, they look like they're adding on to their records because they had so many runs last season. And this season, they started very good. And with a casualty of 6 wickets for 20 overs, a very good score. Rajasthan Royals tried to chase it down with 242 runs for 6 wickets in 20 overs, but they of course couldn't finish it off. That's a ginormous target. But if you know, that is the only win they got. The rest of the matches they lost. How? I'll tell you. Against the LSG, Lucknow Super Giants, SRH scored 190 runs for 9 wickets. Seeing their last match in this, not that good, but pretty good score. LSD on the other hand scored 193 runs to win the match, chasing it with just 5 wickets in 16.1 overs, which is surprising. Very surprising to be exact. Okay, they lost one match. Maybe they'll win the next match. At least that's what everyone thought. But what happened? Something else. SRH scored 163 runs against Delhi Capitals. All out for 18.4 overs. Really? Like, from 200 runs, now they're doing that in 163. This is very low for SRH. But it's a good score. And Delhi Capitals, they scored it just for a casualty of 3 wickets, 166 runs to win the match, chasing it in 16 overs. What is happening in the 16th over? Why is every team winning in it? LSG also won in the 16th over and Delhi Capitals also won in the 16th over. And then Kolkata Knight Riders. This was supposed to be a revenge match against the final or playoff one. If you don't know what happened last season, in playoff one, Kolkata Knight Riders faced SRH, where SRH got beaten down very badly and a small score was kept up. And of course, Kolkata scored it up easily and won the match. And then SRH went back and they won their match against Rajasthan Royals to make it to the final once again. This is the playoff system. It's kind of confusing. Whoever wins the playoff 1 and whoever loses has a second chance. But if you lose in playoff 2, then you don't have a second chance. I know, very confusing in the league system. They should just keep like a normal league system, like you have anywhere else in football, to be example, like Premier League and all. But they have like a very complicated system, so whatever. Again, in the final also, SRH scored a pretty small target again to KKR, and KKR won the IPL 2024. So it should be a revenge match, right? It was an absolute disaster class for SRH. I mean, how can you describe this? KKR's batting first for 20 overs scored 200 runs, exactly 200, which is not that big for a team like SRH, who has, of course, giant batsmen, great run hitters like Travis Head and all, which I told you earlier. But instead, they kept their streak on against losses against KKR. They just scored a horrible 120 runs all out for 16.4 overs. Really? That less when your opponent has 200 runs on the board, you're scoring 120 runs and getting all out. Talking about Ishan Kishan to be exact, he scored a century, 106 runs against Rajasthan Royals. The rest of the matches he was kind of silent. And same with Travis Head. He, I think, scored 54 runs against Rajasthan Royals. And the rest of the matches, again, very unseen to be exact. We all thought Travis Head would get a lot of runs because from last season, we had experience. So SRH, if you don't know, are the current record holders for the most runs in IPL history, which was scored last season against RCB. So yeah. So now that's scoring like 120 runs again, really? Okay, if you understand, SRH is having the worst season of starting, okay? Maybe they can come back. Who knows? Who knows? They're still in dead last. So they have to start winning matches pretty soon because the teams are getting much more competitive right now. Somehow RCB won first 2 matches and lost this third against Gujarat Titans. Yeah, leave that. Totally leave that. I just didn't say that. I am not RCB fan, okay? Huh? Okay, that's it for cricket news today. If you want more, please comment it below. About any sports to be exact, even if you want football, I am planning to do one. So help me out if you want a football video or not. Comment it down. What should I make it about? Okay? Bye.